Today, I want to tell you a story that happened to me when I was in third grade. And if you're that third grade teacher that is watching right now, I just want to say it right away. There you have it. You know why? Because when I was in third grade, I went to the bathroom and I had never taken a shit at school, but I figured that day was the right day to do so because I was, ready to take a shit. So I go into the bathroom and I sit down and I poop, have this glorious poop. And all of a sudden, I looked at where the toilet paper usually is at to realize that there is no toilet paper. So I'm there thinking like 15 minutes, yelling, crying for help, like trying to ask someone to like come assist me, get me out of this situation. Help, help. What do I do? There's no toilet paper to wipe my ass with. I finally make a choice. I can stay there and cry, or I can just take my hand, wipe my ass, and wash my hand and move on. So I did that. And as I walked out from the toilet with my hand full of shit, ready to wash it, there's a kid looking at me, staring at me like he's never seen shit before. And I'm there thinking like, fuck, this is gonna ripple into something that I am not looking forward to. And truth behold, next thing I know, everyone in my classroom knows that I use my hand to wipe my ass, and it reaches the ears of my teacher. So the teacher comes to me and he's like, Jose, is there something that you would like to tell me? And I'm like, no, Mrs. Whatever the fuck, I don't remember your name. I don't. What's up? Well, so-and-so told me that you wipe your ass with your hand. And I want to ask you, why did you do that? Like, why did you wipe your ass with your hand? And I'm like, well, because it was my last research and I needed to get out of the bathroom. And she was like, well, you shouldn't have done that. You should have done this and that and this and so and so and so and so. And there I was, stuck with shame, stuck with a teacher that basically invalidated the reason behind my logic. And there I was, basically being told by the people around me that the choice that I made was probably the worst decision I have ever made up to that point. Of course, this is just a series of things that I experienced throughout my childhood. But today I was thinking about it, and I was just left wondering, why do we feel so much shame about doing what's necessary for us to do in order to move on with the things in our life? Why do we deem things are wrong? Like, why are things that people see as they were wrong? It's fucking shit that comes out of your ass. And it's your hand that you're using to clean your ass. And then today I was asking myself, like, why? Why is it so? And I'm thinking of a child that could have been empowered by that situation had my teacher had the sensibility of saying, like, yo, you did what you had to do. You went through this shit by yourself. I'm sorry there was no one else there to help you out. And instead of conforming with staying there crying, you figure it out. No, but instead she was like, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that, you should have done blah, 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 and so on. And that's how adults navigate us through life, thinking that the choices that we make aren't the best choices that we can make. The truth is that the choice that we can make at the present time is the only choice that works in order for us to move forward with what we have to do. And we need to own them and accept them. So if you're a dad or a mom or an uncle and you see your child doing something that you deem as wrong, but they're trying to figure out their problems and solve the problems by themselves, then you are the one who's in the wrong, because you're unable to understand that the truth is that this child, this thing, is figuring it out without shame of being wrong, but actually finding a way to solve the problem whichever way is possible for them at the present moment. And then I started thinking about shit. Like, what's our relationship to shit? Like, why are we afraid of touching that precious thing that basically works as fertilizer for the soil if we put it in the right place when it comes out of our ass? When it's something that we created. Like, it's our deepest, most profound form of creation is shit. It's necessary for us to move forward. It's our alchemical power to transform nutrients into something else. It's our ability to transcend energy and to move it through our gut, through our system, out and ready to come out to the world and become something else. But no, we're all afraid of touching our own shit. You are probably afraid of touching your shit. And my advice to you would be, stop being afraid of touching your shit. Become friends with it. Understand it, smell it, enjoy it, because the truth is that it's part of you. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because we need to start integrating that shitty part of us into our everyday and owning that part of us that we don't necessarily want to see or smell or see or hear, and start feeling shame of it. Stop feeling shame of your own shit. Because the truth is that it's a pure substance that can change the world, can fertilize it, can turn into something different. This metaphor, in a way, for me, is a calling to think more about the things that we need versus the things that we want. Do we need toilet paper to wipe our asses, really? Like, do we actually need it? No, it's something that is comfortable. It's something that makes us feel, less icky about the things that we do, that we touch. It prevents diseases to a certain extent, but it also loads up our asses with chemicals. Because guess what? Toilet paper wasn't made directly from leaves. It's not like you grabbed a leaf from a tree and here it is, ready to go and to shove it up your ass, chemical free. No, it was bleached, it was processed, it's all this amount of energy was spent for toilet paper to be able to kiss your shitty ass. But how beautiful it is, right? How comfortable it feels to have toilet paper. Toilet paper is one of the things that bring comfort to our life. However, it's not necessary. It's not a need. And it's one of the first things that sold out during the pandemic because everyone thought that they needed toilet paper. And then there were a bunch of us left out thinking like, wow, these people are really crazy. But trust me, you would have panicked had you not had toilet paper in your bathroom, Like, yeah, there are other ways in which you can wipe your ass. But the comfort of thinking having toilet paper is something that is like deeply ingrained in our unconscious mind. And we need to start the programming that in order to enter and access the bigger lessons of our truth, essence, and who we are. Because I think toilet paper and the relationship we have with our own shit is the first link to being unable to identify the difference between what we need and what we want and what we hope to have. So, what we need air to breathe in and out. We need love. We need food, perhaps, water, a roof, maybe, and that's it. Everything else is, completely circumstantial and not necessary. It's stuff that we want. It's stuff that is nice to have. It's stuff that it's good to have, but it's not necessarily something that we need. So when we're sending that vibe to the universe and we're saying like, Jesus Christ, I need $1,000 to get over this mess. I need $1,000 to pay for bills or whatever. No, you know what? Because you don't need the bills either. And that is just the truth. We've been programmed to believe that we need all this stuff when we actually don't need it. Now, what happens if we start thinking about those things that we really want in terms of requirement? Well, it generates a shift in our life because we stop thinking about a place from need, a place from necessity, of scarcity, of lacking things, into a place in which, hey, I have this mission and I want to accomplish this, and thus I require X, Y, and Z. I want to accomplish mission, like I want to go to the moon, and thus I require to go to one of the best universities to become an astronaut.